So why am I still so tired in the afternoon? Even though lately I'm now sleeping. You finally started sleeping again. You finally go to bed and actually fall asleep. Maybe you're no longer waking up 3 or 4 times at night. And you're thinking, finally, I'm going to have my energy back. But no. You're sleeping, yet every afternoon you hit the wall. There's still a few hours left in the day and you're exhausted, wondering, wait, I thought fixing my sleep issue was supposed to fix my fatigue. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, I want to explain why sleeping better doesn't always mean you'll feel better right away. If we haven't met yet, my name is Melka. I am a nurse practitioner. My office is based out of Columbia, Maryland. I help women in the perimenopause, menopause, transition eras, and beyond. Midlife health. One of the biggest surprise for many women is this. Sometimes sleep improves, but fatigue doesn't disappear overnight. And that can be confusing. So let's talk about why that happens. See, sleep and fatigue are related yet, but they're not the same thing. This is one of the biggest misconceptions I see. That even though sleep and fatigue are connected, they're not the same symptom. Think about it this way. You can sleep poorly and feel tired, but you can also sleep 8 nights and still wake up exhausted. Because many things influence your energy besides sleep. For some women, what and when they eat can influence how they feel later in the afternoon. Even a healthy meal requires your body to use energy for digestion. Some meals are simply leaving us sleepier than others, especially those with high refined carbohydrates at lunch hours. Our body also have naturally a daily rhythm. For some women during perimenopause, that normal afternoon dip simply feels more noticeable. The important thing is this. Not every afternoon energy crash has the same cause. Your body may still be recovering. If you've been sleeping poorly for months or even years sometimes, you may have what I call sleep debt. The prescription for that is sleep. I know. That's easier said than done, but your body doesn't necessarily bounce back after a good week. Think of it like recovering from a long illness. Improvement often happens gradually. Your brain is adjusting, your nervous system is adjusting, your body is catching up. Sometimes the best prescription is simply time. The fatigue has many causes. This is where we have to be careful. Not every afternoon crash is caused by menopause. Sometimes there's another piece of the puzzle. Anemia, thyroid disease, sleep apnea, depression, certain medications, chronic stress, nutritional deficiencies, or several things happening all at the same time. Sleep apnea deserves a special mention because it's one of the easiest conditions to miss. You may think you're sleeping well while actually the quality of your sleep is still being disrupted. You fall asleep quickly, stay asleep longer, and still have sleep apnea affecting your oxygen levels throughout the night without fully waking you up. So if you're still snoring, you're still waking up feeling unrefreshed or struggling to stay awake while driving, that's worth conversation with your healthcare providers, not just more patients. That's why fatigue deserves its own evaluation. When a woman tells me, well, Milka, finally, I'm sleeping, but I'm still exhausted in the afternoon, I don't assume the hormone therapy has failed. I also don't assume we simply need more hormones. I start asking questions. How much better sleep is your sleep? Do you wake up feeling rested? Do you snore? Do you feel sleepy while you drive? Do you need naps in the afternoon? Have your medications changed? Has your mood changed? Every answer gives another clue because fatigue is a symptom, not a diagnosis in itself. Before you change anything, become curious. One of the most helpful things you can do before assuming a treatment isn't working or that you need another treatment is to become curious. Notice patterns. How are you sleeping? How do you feel when you wake up? When does your energy dip? What did you eat beforehand? How stressful was your day? That information often tells us much more than one difficult afternoon. And it helps us avoid changing a treatment before we've even given them a fair chance. Sometimes we find something else. Sometimes improving one problem allows us to finally recognize another problem. I've had women whose sleep improved, but they still were exhausted because they had untreated sleep apnea. Others, it was iron deficiencies. Others, it was thyroid disease. Others simply needed more time for their bodies to recover after months of poor sleep. That's why follow-up matters. It's where we begin to really learn what's improving, what still needs attention. The one big takeaway here, one of the most common things I hear, one of the myths, is that fixing one symptom should fix everything. Your body rarely works that way. Hormone therapy may improve sleep, but better sleep may improve energy. But feeling better is bigger than sleeping better. If fatigue continues, it deserves another conversation. Not because treatment failed, but because there's another piece to the puzzle that we may need to look at. If you've started sleeping better, but you're still wondering why you're still so tired, especially in the afternoon, please know this. You're not imagining it. You're not doing anything wrong. Sometimes the next step isn't another prescription. Sometimes it's understanding why your body is still asking you for help. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me about your health today. If this conversation helped you better understand your body or illuminated you in some kind of way, I'd love for you to subscribe. Every week I share practical conversations about perimenopause, menopause, metabolic health, and their healthy aging so that you can better understand what's happening to your body and feel more confident navigating this stage of life. If you're in Maryland and you're looking for a personalized care, I'd love to welcome you to my office at Metro Best Health. You'll find more information on the description below. Until then, take good care of yourself.